Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rich. If you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. Today I'm going to be working on my 2016 Scion IM. So it's got 100,000 miles and it's due for some maintenance. I'm going to go ahead and take care of that today, but I did want to specifically share with you how to replace the rear brakes. So previously I've inspected the brakes all the way around to make sure that they were in good working order, and I noticed that the rears were a little bit on the low side and kind of worn out, and they need to be replaced. So we're going to go ahead and do that today, and I'm going to share with you the steps. So to replace the rear brakes, I'm going to be using Bosch Quiet Cast brakes. I've used these before on previous vehicles, and I'm really happy with the way they work, and so we're going to be replacing the Scion's rear brakes with these set. The part number for what I have is BC1354, and it contains the brakes and the hardware that's needed for that. And so we're going to be going ahead and replacing my old ones with these new ones. So let's go ahead and get the vehicle up on jack stands, and we can go ahead and get these changed out. Now that we've got the tire off, I've got the caliper and the rotors exposed. The actual rotor itself is in pretty decent shape. You could probably turn it, but I'm not going to be turning them this time around. I don't feel a lot of vibration from it or anything like that, or warpage. So I'm just going to be replacing the pads themselves and not replacing the rotors. The first thing you want to go ahead and do is you want to remove these two caliper bolts that are holding the actual caliper onto the bracket. So we can go ahead and remove those so that we can access the brake pads. And to remove these, this is going to require a 14 millimeter socket. Alright, so now we should be able to pull the caliper off of there. Alright, we don't really want to, we can just push this off to the side a little bit. You just want to be careful with this rubber hose that it doesn't get on a bind. But we're just trying to get it out of the way so that we can access these brake shoes and be able to take those off. So now that we've got that out of the way, we can go ahead and remove these little clips and put them off to the side, because we're going to reuse these. These just slide into place like that. And you can kind of see how it's getting pretty close to the wear mark right there. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and get them changed out, just so that they're a little more fresh. Next, we just need to remove these little, since we get new ones with the brake pads, we're just going to pop these out and put the new ones in. They just kind of force their way out. That's one. go. Alright, so before we put these back together, put the pads back on, you want to go ahead and they give you a little bit of this synthetic brake lubricant that you want to put on these moving parts where it touches this metal bracket, so that it helps with it not squeaking when it moves around, as it does want to move around when you're braking, and that's what causes brake squeaks. It's not the actual pad. Well, the pads can squeak, but more likely it's the movement of the pads inside the rotor area. So that's what this lubricant is for, just to put on the sides to kind of get things a little bit lubricated, but you don't want to get it on the pads. You just want to be real careful with that. So if you get it on the pads, then you're kind of defeating the purpose of your brakes. Same thing with the front pad. You want to put it on the sides of these little tabs so that it has a little bit of lubricant there. So it can, when it moves around, and you just put it in there and you just kind of pinch it in. Now we got to compress this caliper because the brake pads are, since they're newer, they're thicker and it won't slide on. So we got to get a C-clamp to kind of compress that caliper. Starting to move now, I think. Still going. There we go. Let's see if that's better. There we go. Now it fits on there. Okay. So now, just need to put these bolts back into place. Torque them to spec. Okay, so this whole shaft is spinning, so you need to put a 17 millimeter on here so that you can hold it in place as you tighten this down. So let's do that. Okay, the only thing left to do is to put this emergency brake cable back on the clip. And that's all set. So now we just need to put the tire back on, and we'll repeat the process for the other side. So as I was doing this side, I forgot to put these wire clips back on. It was a good thing I remembered. when I was doing the opposite side. As soon as I took the other side off, I noticed them and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot to do that. But you got to put these little clips on. You just pinch them together and stick them down in here. And essentially they spread the brake pads back out once they've been squeezed. They don't, it gives them some tension to push back so they open back up. And now we can go ahead and put that back into place. But very easy to forget to do. Just want to go ahead and put those back in. Okay, so the vehicle's back on the ground, and I retorqued the lug nuts to 83 foot-pounds. So everything should be ready to go. The last thing that you want to go ahead and do is to go ahead and take it out, test it out, and you want to go ahead and seat the brakes by getting it up to about 20-25 miles an hour, and then putting the brakes on, and then going another 25-30 miles an hour and putting the brakes on, and kind of getting the pads seated in the rotors and within the calipers. So once that's complete, then you're ready to go and you can utilize it as normal. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel. Really helps out with my algorithm to get my videos posted and visible to others so that they can see them. Alright folks, until next time, I will talk to you soon.